This video is brought to you by Asub12 Productions. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to enjoy the videos. Also, please try and comment and rate the videos. Thank you. Hey guys, Asub here again. We're gonna go on to this third tutorial in C++. And just so everyone knows, I am rendering a second tutorial. And also, I'm just finishing uploading the third part of the first tutorial. So it's all in motion. In fact, we should be ahead of the previous series by the time I have to go back to school, so that's a good thing. And anyway, I've found a solution as well to the problem where we couldn't compile N2 in the same project as N1. Of course, we just commented all out, so that's what I've done here. But it's still easy. I can just copy and paste this internal code here. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do with this one now then, so we can get on to this next project. And just to separate them out as well, I put them in this header files section. And we're not actually going to talk about what header files are until later. Well, actually, IOStream is called a header file, so you can just take that away if you want. So IOStream is in fact a header file. And anyways, moving on, we're going to create a new CPP file, N3 for me, N3, yeah, .cpp, and add that. Close the start page, maximize this, and let's include the IOStream into main and return 0. Okay, now in this tutorial we're going to be going over variables. And what are variables? Okay, well, variables are pretty much sort of containers of information, and based on the type of variable we declare, that variable can contain different types of information. So remember, in this int main, int stands for integer, I told you, and an int variable can only contain integer values. Okay, so bearing that in mind, let's create our first int variable. So we first have to declare the type of variable by typing in the type of variable it is. In this case, we're typing in int, so we are declaring an integer variable. And now we have to give it a name. So I'm just gonna call it number. Now, I've named it like this, but generally, when naming variables, it's a sort of tradition in C++ that the first letter, or the first word, is all lowercase, and then the second word, the first letter, is uppercase. So num1, like that, or number1, like that. Okay. Generally, you should try and make your variable names as small as possible, but still make them understandable. So this is pretty understandable as number1, I'd say. Now, because this is a declaration, it's a statement, sorry. It is a declaration as well, but it's a statement. We have to put a semicolon at the end. Now, we declare the variable like so, and we can also define the variable that's give it a value in the same statement, or we can do that in a separate statement. So first I'm going to show you doing that in a separate statement, like so. num1 equals 5. So here we've declared num1 as an integer variable, and then we've defined num1 as an integer of 5. Now we can do both these things in the same statement. So int num2 equals 6, like so. And as well as this, we can declare one or more variables in the same statement as well, and we can declare and define them. So num3 4 equals 8. Oops. Num 5 equals 2. And then I could have declared this one, and then I'm not sure, but I think I'm pretty sure you can do this without declaring that. So actually, I'm just going to test this to see if it does build, because I'm not entirely. This should work though. Okay, it succeeded. It said I've got 2 warnings though. Unreferenced local variable. Okay, that's okay. So basically, you've seen 3 things here. You've seen we can declare the variable and define it in 2 separate statements. You've seen we can declare and define it in the same statement. And you've seen we can declare multiple variables and define or not define them in the same statement. Generally, we don't do it this way. Although, actually, for some projects, you might declare lots of variables in the same statement, so long as they're sort of similar as in what they do. So, for instance, when we make a calculator later on, we might declare first num and second num in the same statement, okay? Just because they're both sort of the same thing, you know, they're both going to take a value and then they're going to be timesed, added, subtracted, you know, whatever. So they're both pretty similar, whereas we wouldn't normally do this if they were dissimilar, or, you know, that type of thing. So if you understand what I mean there. Anyway, moving on, we're going to stay in a number region though, for now. As well as integers. Remember I talked about when we looked at division in this cout statement. We had 7.0 divided by 5.0. And I said, well, this is the difference between integer division, which is whole number division, and floating point division, or decimal division. So how do we create a decimal variable? Well, there are 2 ways. Firstly, there's float. We can declare floats. And excuse me. As with all variables, you can do exactly the same thing. So I'm not going to copy all this out with floats. I'm just going to show you declaring and defining in the same statement, which is what we generally do. This kind of consumes space, so we don't really do this as much as we do this. Anyways, yeah. So, also, with integers, we just give names, but generally with floats, or the other type of float I'm going to talk about in a sec,